Here we are. Okay, do we have any public comment on items not on the agenda? All right, seeing none, Cindy is our first presenter.
Good morning. This is Cindy Kennedy with Grants and Community Programs. I am requesting that the board approve a subrecipient agreement between Missoula County and YWCA Missoula and YWCA Missoula Title Holding Company in the amount of $427,500 as a result of a community development block grant from the state of Montana to partially support the construction of the Meadowlark Family Group Living Facility at 1800 South 3rd Street West. This grant was in the amount of $450,000, so $22,500 goes to the county to support the administration of the grant. Are there any questions? Would you like more details about the project?
Cindy, how are things going construction-wise in our crisis?
It's moving along. They Sirius Construction is the general contractor on the project, and their interpretation of the governor's restrictions indicated to them that they should proceed and continue to work to get this project done and to finish it on time. And they're cranking it out. I mean, they've framed out the first floor. I think they're getting close to starting the second floor. So it's moving along pretty well,
Oh,
I think.
Great.
Well, that's great to hear. So they haven't had any problems with supplies or materials?
Not that I have heard. I understand. I mean, I know that some of their supply costs and material costs, they had a few issues like with steel and stuff like that with prices changing, but I haven't heard that they're having any problems with general supplies, not recently. The weather's been very nice.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Okay,
well,
well, good to hear. So, yeah, I don't have any further questions. I'll move that we approve the subrecipient agreement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, Cindy,
Thank you.
this is Martin with Missoula Current. Does this fully fund the rest of the project, or is there still outstanding debt, I guess, that needs to be found to cover the full cost of construction?
My understanding is they have fully funded the project. There's multiple funding sources involved. So this grant of $450,000 is a small piece of the pie relative to the project cost. But my understanding, they have new market tax credits. They have city CDBG. I think they're going to try to get more city CDBG. They have MRA funding, and then they have done a pretty robust capital campaign. This construction alone is around $8 million. The entire project is over $12 million. And my understanding is they have raised all the funding, or they're pretty darn close.
Thank you.
You bet. Any
All
other
right.
questions?
Nope.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Yes,
you.
definitely. Well done. All right, Bryce, let's get into the weeds.
Yeah. Morning. So these are the suite of Noxious Weed Trust Fund grant proposals that we got approved this funding cycle through Department of Agriculture. There are three projects. The first one is the Montana Biocontrol Coordination Project, which is a statewide project that we coordinate through our office, and that one was for $26,900. And I think the last time we were actually able to meet, I provided you the annual report from that program. You guys could see all the stuff that we do through that. The second grant proposal that we got approved was $7,000 for biocontrol. This is really similar to the noxious weed and native plant posters that we've done in the past, as well as the native and invasive grass poster that we recently did last year. And we've worked with a local artist to do the full biocontrol system for 6 of our species in Montana. So they'll show what the insect looks like in different life stages, as well as what the damage looks like in each of those plant systems when the insects are feeding on those particular stages of the plant's life. And then the third is a cooperative weed management project that extends from the Y to Marshall Canyon, and that's 50-50 cost share with landowners in that area to do noxious weed treatments as well as reseeding and biocontrol releases in there. So those were the 3 projects, and we're just looking for approval.
Hey, Bryce, my computer cut out. Where's the biocontrol going, or where's the 50-50 cost share project going?
Yeah, the 50-50 cost share extends for all the private landowners from the Y to Marshall Canyon.
Oh, wow, great. Sorry, did you have something, Dave?
Nope, I just was concurring by going,
Well then I move that the chair, that Josh sign the 3 noxious weed trust fund grant award agreements.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great, thanks.
Thanks, Bryce.
Yes, thank you. Rick.
Bryce, can I ask you a question, just aside to this, not about this specifically, but can some of this work be done with the COVID restrictions? Is this sort of one person out in the field, or how do you manage around that?
That's a really good question. So we've been developing field protocols that kind of delineate what staff can and can't do in the field, including site visits. You know, we're trying to encourage people to work as much as they can through phone or email or photos, but we are still looking at doing site visits where landowners will allow us to go out in the field and do the review of the site on our own, and then provide them with feedback. For some of our biocontrol collection work, we're looking at, developing protocols that allow for collections to occur and make sure people, stay within the social distancing guidelines that we have. We're providing all of our staff with reusable masks. And then as far as, being able to do any contact tracing, we're requiring anybody that interacts with our staff to record their contact information, the date and time.
Wow.
So if staff does end up getting ill, or someone at one of these visits ends up getting ill, we'll be able to effectively contact trace back interactions that staff have had with members of the public. But we're, trying to figure it out as we go along, and pulling from other agencies' protocols to develop our own.
Great.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that work can continue on.
I did have one question regarding that, though. A number of our sites, especially for biocontrol, are close to Missoula County, but are outside of Missoula County. And I was wondering who I should talk to about the travel restrictions for individual staff members, if they could potentially travel to field sites solo, or within these restrictions, to make sure that that can still occur.
Vicki, what do you think?
I don't think this is Juan, sorry, go ahead. I didn't think that there was restrictions within county or across county lines that were enforceable.
Well, we did put something out there that limited Missoula County staff travel to only within Missoula County.
Oh, right. Okay.
But maybe there's some provision for an exception.
Yeah, it's Vicki or Chris. Do you guys have something to say on this?
I would ask Chris, since it's a directive to our staff. I'd ask Chris.
Okay. Yeah, and I can provide them with our protocols to make sure that we're being safe when we're doing it.
Sorry, I have to figure out how to turn on the camera. This is Chris. Yeah, Bryce, if you could just get that to me, I'm sure if we need to, we can make an exception to, for limited circumstance use for something like this.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This is Ann. I just want to compliment Bryce on the art he has in the background.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Shane, let's run this through the mill.
Yeah, hopefully this will be quick for you folks. We have 2 agreements. MDT has 2 projects, and the first project is basically a chip seal project with a really short segment of roadway on Deer Creek that'll be milled and then repaved. And so they're estimating about 55 cubic yards of millings would be available. They would deliver those 55 cubic yards to Public Works shop at Huron Training Drive at no cost to the county, and then we could use those on county roads. So that's the first agreement. The second one would be for millings to be delivered to the fairgrounds, and I've confirmed with Emily that she still wants these millings. And so that project is actually in the city on South 5th and 6th Street. MDT will be milling up probably a little bit more road, obviously, because they're going to provide 1,943 cubic yards. And that's an estimated amount, and they would deliver those to the fairgrounds at no cost to the county or the fairgrounds. So
sounds good.
And so Shane, how again will they be utilized at the fairgrounds?
I didn't ask Emily what they plan to use them for. You can use them as base material. That's what we typically will use them for, is just to beef up a base and then pave on top of them, or you can actually recycle the millings and put a rejuvenant in it, and it almost becomes a paved material again.
So Shane, is the fairgrounds going to be doing the work with this, not you guys?
Yeah, we're not doing anything. I just confirmed with Emily that she still wanted the millings.
Great. So. Great. So I just want to make sure our media friends on the phone understand the dollar savings to taxpayers and the recycling nature of what this is. So if you guys aren't aware of what millings are, how this works, you should chat with Shane afterwards. We can save a lot of money in doing some road maintenance by using this byproduct that we get for free from MDT.
Yeah, definitely a win-win. So the contractor would normally have to haul that to Republic if they were going to dispose of it and pay a tipping fee, or they would haul it to their site. But it stays in the public hands with the county taking it. So.
Way to be creative.
Yeah. Okay.
I will move that we authorize the chair to sign the 2 millings agreements.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Adrian.
This is the item that we're canceling.
We're postponing.
We're postponing till Thursday.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have correspondence?
Nope, not for me.
Okay. Discussion items. Anybody want to add some more COVID business?
I just have one question. This is Vicki. The meeting tomorrow, your half-hour meeting with Casey Gunning and the broad-based group. Are you still wanting to hold that meeting? I thought we were moving to every other week.
I think that would be every other week if we're not meeting this week.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
There's one on the calendar for this week.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that was the plan, to not do it this week.
Okay, I'll talk with Sarah to make sure she can then cancel that and make sure that the group has reached out to Sarah to schedule those every other week for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to jump in with a couple of COVID-19 items. This is Andrew Chornsky. Yeah, as I said in my communication last night to the commissioners, things continue to change rapidly on this landscape that we're looking at with the houses and the Senate and the legislature. The $150 billion stimulus package is changed into a $500 billion stimulus package. My understanding is it's going to be voted on this afternoon by the Senate. It currently contains funding for counties and local governments. We're not sure that it will make it through the Senate with that component being contained within the legislation. It is being promoted by Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer. In an effort to explain what it is that Missoula County has done to date, I'm putting together a communication for the commissioners to consider sending to the Senator Tester and Senator Daines with specific costs that we've incurred to date and what we're projecting through the end of the federal fiscal year for expenditures. And we have some estimates of lost revenue that I'm not as confident in as I am of the expenditures. But I thought it was important to get something out as early as possible, perhaps later this morning, if at all possible, to our senators as they consider this legislation moving forward.
That sounds good. So were you thinking, Andrew, that this would be something that would be coming from the commission? And if so, I guess we just need to circulate that by DocuSign or something to get it out the door.
Exactly. I'm working on it right now, and I'm just going as fast as I can. I want to get it into your hands later this morning if possible.
Thanks a lot, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks for all your work on that. I guess on a similar front, where did we leave off with our discussion yesterday of Grant Keir's offer to have Bryce Ward come in and meet with us? Did we want to wait and discuss that more tomorrow? Is that what I was understanding, or?
That is correct. We're gonna, the group that I have working on the CARES Act, they're gonna come in and do a brief or have a discussion with you tomorrow at 10. And that was one of the items they'll have as a discussion item.
Great.
Mr. Chair, if you would allow, I would provide kind of just a brief update on some of the things we're doing in the EOC relative to COVID-19, but also floating.
Hey, Adrian, you've got a really terrible connection. I don't know if there's anything you can do.
Probably not. Can you hear me?
It's almost unintelligible.
I'll brief you at a different meeting on Thursday.
Different meeting on Thursday, is that what she said?
Yeah, she said she'd try and update you on Thursday.
Okay, perfect. All right, do we have anything else?
Yeah, Ann Hughes, I am deeply offended that in the spirit of pointing out artwork in the background, you did not notice my circa 1990s mule deer rack hanging from the rafters. So I will let it slide, though.
I appreciate your leniency there. I've failed to notice them. I think you've had blurred backgrounds in the past, in my defense. Look at that. That's good.
An impressive rack.
To be
I
honest,
did actually rotate some artwork out behind me in my room just to keep it fresh for people.
and I was going to add that Ann's probably a little blinded by that New York Yankees sign. Glaring off of Andrew's back.
I maintain that it looks like a stained glass window and that Andrew is teaming in from church.
Well, that's better than the public comment that I received last week alleging being blinded by my scalp. So, hence you will see me wearing hats in the future.
People are just cruel.
That's awesome.
The only other thing we had on today's agenda was to review board meetings and upcoming meetings. I don't know if anybody has anything that you'd like to review.
I have one. We had our first steering committee meeting of this group that we got together to take a look at people who were underinsured in Missoula County and see if we could use the resources we have in terms of our self-administered program and PHC as part of the county as a way to address the needs of folks who kind of fall into this gap between qualifying for federally provided insurance and getting insurance from an employer. And we had a great meeting and lots of enthusiasm and good ideas going forward. And I think over the next few months, we are going to dream up a plan.
That's so exciting, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great to do something totally un-COVID related.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about this. I thought, yeah.
It took a while, but we made some progress and more progress coming.
Awesome.
Great. Hey, one scheduling thing. It seemed, I can't even remember what the conflict was going to be now, but on Thursday, there was a meeting that looked like it would be worth having some commissioner representation at, but it conflicted with admin, although now that the MOU is being postponed to Thursday, I'm thinking we all three probably ought to be at that one.
I would agree with that.
Commissioners, the conflicting meeting was the Mako call.
Oh,
yeah.
Could we have some? Is there anyone who could sit in on our behalf for that?
Either Vicky or I, I'm sure one of us could be on there.
Thank you.
Okay, that would be good.
Just a reminder that the video that we'll post today will be Dave's discussion with Lori Francis from PHC and Amy Allison Thompson from the POV. It was a really great video, Dave.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks. Sorry it went a little bit longer than.
Oh, no. I'm not nearly as worried about time as I used to be. These are great. I think,
Good.
Yeah, I'm not, pay no attention to how long they are. They're great.
And speaking of great, informative, fun video clips, you guys should check out the libraries. The one that Honor sent, that was with, yeah.
With Will? Is it Will?
Will.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Our friends from the media ought to check that out. The library is doing some great stuff, even if the physical building's not open.
Yeah.
I'll ask Allison to share it on our social media too. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else? I think we're barreling towards the end here.
Can I just add, this is Martin. Hey guys.
Any
Josh,
questions from our?
Yeah, this is Martin with the Missoula Current.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Thanks.
You stuck it out till midnight last night on that grueling city council meeting. I'm just wondering your thoughts on last night's vote and what the county will be doing next once you do receive this memorandum of understanding from the city.
So my thoughts on the meeting last night, great amount of public participation. I'm personally really excited about the decision that the city council made. I think time was of the essence and there was some stars aligning that made this project a good candidate as a way to solve the problem at hand. And in terms of our role at the BCC, we'll take this up on Thursday.
Okay.
And good job last night, Josh.
Well, thanks for the prep. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I can't, I didn't have a good connection, so I couldn't see it.
Martin, how was it viewing from the outside with technology wise?
I thought it went great. You could see
good.
all 12 city council members, all city officials. You can hear the callers. I think it went pretty well. I was impressed.
Great, great. That's good to hear. All right, do we have anything else? All right, well, with that, we will conclude.
Thanks, everyone.
Great, thank you all.